Hey, everybody, and we are live with Hot Jobs episode 212. 212 episodes of Tara and I and the rest of the HireMilitary team over the years giving you the best and hottest jobs, internships, and career search advice. Thanks for joining us today, and thanks for joining us as well, Tara.
Of course. Hope everyone's having a great day so far.
Awesome. I do as well. So if you are joining us, if you're dialing in live, what I'd love for you to do, it is about hot jobs, but it's also about hot candidates as well. So if you are currently a job seeker, what I want you to do is comment what you're looking for, title and location, where you'd want to do it. And drop that in the comments and we share it with our network. We'll bring some of you up on the screen and show that what you're looking for, highlight you as the fantastic candidates that you are. And now, before we get into the hottest jobs and insights, I do want to spotlight one of our partners, CalmSeas Psychotherapy. CalmSeas is a fantastic practice that the founder and CEO, Sharon Prager, started, which is about providing therapy and support to military veterans and first responders. And that includes military spouses. And so basically what they do, and the entire military family. And so their entire practice is focused on supporting our community, and they do a lot of stuff remote. They're all licensed therapists, licensed by state and licensed for the areas where they're working, and they work with all kinds of TRICARE and all the other healthcare programs. So if you or someone you love needs support, I would recommend you check out CalmSeas. They've been fantastic to work for, and if you ever talk to Sharon, you'll understand her passion for the community. So, all right. I don't know what that is. Arabic language positions, CONUS. Okay. All right.
Oh, very specialized.
Those. We've got remote learning and development, HR. Definitely not writing long paragraphs. We've got, oh, there you go. He really wants it. So twice. So, speaking of not a lot of words.
What a segue.
I want to talk about resumes. And it's not the way that many of you think. So, a lot of you, hopefully a lot of you understand that. And even now the federal government has pivoted to match the commercial world where the standard is a 1 to 2 page resume, right? If you can't fit your experience onto that 1 to 2 page resume, and then what happens is you're not making it relevant specific to the role. And if you put too much info on there, if you shrink your fonts, if you shrink your margins to jam everything you think is important in there, what happens is, in society, that you actually lose the reader. I'll tell you, and I'm guessing it's what you feel the same way, Tara. But if you open up a resume and it's 3 pages of every square inch covered with words, what do you do?
Well, me personally, I do have to read it, but I don't want to be honest. And so I all morning have been going through over 50 resumes for a role that we had up on LinkedIn, and appreciate everyone's engagement and application. I'm still combing through them, but I came across a resume that I thought could be promising, but there were 35 bullets under each position. And the first time I opened it, I actually closed it because I thought, not yet, I'm not ready. And it is my job to read it. And I have read it, but if I were to submit this to a client, they are not going to read it. And that is going to be my feedback to that candidate, where, like you said, Mike, if you need that many bullets, then we're probably not capturing what is relevant for that position. And we need to pare it down.
Yeah. I mean, to me, 35 bullets is a master resume. And so when you create your tailored resume, you cut out the bullets that aren't specifically relevant to that job. And you cut out the extra jobs that are not relevant to that job. Maybe instead of going back 15 years, you go back 5 or 7.
Right.
And so it's all about tailoring. And the goal is to get it in 1 to 2 pages, 1 to 2. You don't have to fill up every space. This is an Air Force eval where you fit no white space. Like, if your experience is perfect and it fits in 1 page or 1.5 page, you're not going to dock someone for not using space, right, Tara?
Exactly. And really, the idea that you should put the most important information on your resume, and you'll be able to highlight those other points that you can't get to in your resume during the interview. And that's when you can expand on those bullet points and give some more detail. But like we talked about, you want your role plus your responsibilities plus your results. And you should be able to convey that even maybe if you had the same position for 15 years, you would need 8 to 10 bullets. But really, you should be able to capture that in less. Ideally 3 to 5. And then remember, you have other areas of your resume, right? Like your professional summary can capture some of it. It definitely shouldn't be near 35, please.
No, and I just always say the most important thing for the resume is that it is like jump off the page, slap you in the face, I can do this job. Like,
yes.
Specific to the job description. Like if you pulled up the job description and printed it out, and you pulled out the resume and printed out, it says requirement to do XYZ. Oh, there's right at the top where they did XYZ. XYZ number of years of experience. Oh, it says they have X number of years of experience. And I look down and there's 8 jobs doing just that. Like it's got to be that specific, and that easy where if they make it look like, wow, like they do all the things, they've got it, then you're going to most likely get to interviews. And that's when at the interviews when all the extra helps you stand out. So, well, awesome. Speaking of standing out, how does I'm interested when you post a job come across? Like, and let me just preface this.
Yeah.
I did have I posted about this like 2 months ago, and I had a lady that does overseas hiring say that it is a cultural phenomenon that in India, the expectation is they just do I'm interested, and the recruiters will follow through. That's the expectation of that work environment. And I think very interesting. I didn't know that. That's why I don't give advice to Indian job seekers. Like that's why I focus on the US market, where unless they're struggling hard for candidates, the recruiters will go through the people that put in the work first. Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah. And so I think 2 things. I had expressed that it was really frustrating when I posted something and I gave directions on where to find the job post. And people just say that, hey, I'm interested. And I understand it's a very easy click radio button. It's pre-populated in LinkedIn. But how about I'm interested, how do I apply? Or I'm interested, can I see the full job description? That little bit shows just a little bit more effort. And especially if perhaps the post wasn't clear on where to find the job, or if you have additional questions, but just hitting I'm interested and then waiting for someone to reply is not showing, one, that you actually are interested or qualified. So I think just hitting the I'm interested button is kind of like the easy button, right? It's not showing that you are a candidate who is going to put forth like a little bit more effort. So I think expand on that. If you truly are interested, comment something else. I would love to learn more about this role. How can I speak with you? Can I see the full job description? I would love an opportunity to interview. Can you message me? Those are all really appropriate responses to a message. Now, I think the only time, like you mentioned, like maybe there are some instances where the person is asking you to respond so they can reach out to you. I think this all kind of goes back to, did you read the post? Did you follow the directions, right? We had said that about a post you did last week. And I said, I hope people read the directions, because just commenting I'm interested does not help us.
Yeah. I mean, so again, it goes back to effort standing out.
Yeah.
For me, we're always looking to hire the best candidate for the company, and the person that takes the easy or the lazy route, I'm interested, instead of like, it's not hard to find out where you work and to find our website.
Yeah.
not hard to read a job description. And I'm not even a fan of that. I'm interested. How do I reach out? It's not hard for them to click DM,
Right.
message you, send you a
Right.
connection request out, a message, whatever. Like these aren't hard things for people to do. There's even a spot for them to send a message from our website if they have questions. So like the people that just click I'm interested get whatever's left over. They get the runoff, the things that nobody else can get, fill or work or whatever. And so I just say effort will always stand out. If you know, I have people reach out to me and say, hey, I'd like to discuss working at your company. I do XYZ. I was like, do you see a job posted for XYZ? Like, go look at our page.
Yeah.
No jobs. If you're going to send me, like, I want to work at your company, send me, this is the job you have posted, right? I think I'd be a great fit, you know, based on this. And I'm reaching out to let you know that I applied and that I'm super interested. Like, bam, like that, like stand out with effort.
Yeah.
And that that's how you make a difference. And so, you know, always effort. People complain, well, what if I don't get a call back? I mean, well, what if people don't show up for the interview? It happened to Tara today. So it goes on both sides. You can't live your life like that. Do your best, put your best forward so the company knows what they're going to hire you. But if you are going to be half ASSED in the job search, what makes us think you're going to be any better when you get the job? Right?
Yeah. And I think also just when you're sending direct messages, when you're sending messages through our website, just know that it takes time for it to get to us. So I had over 15 direct messages last week, and I tried to get to each one as quickly as possible, but I'm working on multiple platforms at multiple times. So I certainly read all of them and I try to acknowledge them, if not personally answer them.
I don't.
But give it time. Send the message for sure. Send it
and follow up if you want. And follow up, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know if you saw this. Just wanted to bump this up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see who else we got here, and we'll get into the roles. We've got Sean saying contract management, contract administration, remote or in Mechanicsburg, PA. We've got Allie saying remote people ops or HR. We've got Joey just calling in from Florida, which Tara heard you discussing. I'm pumped to get back down to the Tampa area so I can go to Hulk Hogan's bar in Clearwater and so I can see Ric Flair. Woo! So, and then let's see. Yeah, I have reached out to recruiters on postings I was interested in and followed up asking if there was a specific skill I can learn to give myself a competitive edge. Ghosted multiple times. So, okay, let me clarify something, Ada. That is not ghosting. Like if they have not interacted you previously back and forth and then disappeared, it's not ghosting. It's just they had other candidates. They have other jobs. They're processing the people that are the best candidates right now. And so I will tell you that some will eventually reach back out. But what I would instead do, instead of reaching out to recruiters who are being benchmarked on their ability to fill roles, time to fill, close rate, stuff like that, I would reach out to professionals in that field and talk to them about what you can learn. Find other veterans or military spouses in industry in the job you want and reach out to them and say, hey, I'm making a pivot. I'm looking to reach out. What could I do to make myself better? They will be more likely to be able to spend time on you. And then we've got left on red for months. Okay, so you're not a best candidate. Like, I mean, again, it is ghosting when you have multiple conversations or interviews with a recruiter or a hiring manager, and then all of a sudden they stop responding completely. You send them messages and they'll respond after interviews, not phone screens, interviews. That is ghosting. When someone doesn't just respond to your unrequested message, it's not ghosting. Otherwise, I've ghosted more people than have probably been on LinkedIn because I physically cannot get to every message with the size of my network. Yeah. And so it's not ghosting. Understand that what I teach in my classes, I know you got something here to add, Tara, is that a stranger can never obligate our time, right? So like sometimes I had to learn. It's great that you have access to ask me questions, to ask for things, to send me messages. I am not required to invest equal amount of time to you because you did it first. It's not until there's a relationship where that obligation comes in. So let me see. You can go on while I'm looking. So we got a field service tech in Clarksville, Tennessee, or Nashville area.
Ooh.
I know. Are you willing to travel?
Yeah, if you're willing to travel, shoot me a message. We do have a field service engineer as a role that's open on our website. You can also go visit it. It is under the skillbridge tab, but take a look at it. You can always DM me and we can have a conversation because we do have a field service engineer position listed.
Again, crickets. Telling you what jobs to apply for does not telling you what jobs to apply for is
so
not.
I think the other part of this is we cannot speak to how well that recruiter does their job. The other thing is if it's not working, try a different approach. If the recruiter, like Mike, if like you said, if the recruiters aren't responding, find someone who works at the company, find someone in a similar role at a different company, do some market research on the industry. I love that you're trying to ask questions, but if you're not making progress, we got to change the approach.
Right. And again, so I'll share, most companies have referral programs and sometimes there's bonuses associated with it. But there's been many large companies where that I've talked to and worked at, where if someone puts you as an actual referral in the system, the recruiter is either obligated to phone screen the person or obligated to give that person feedback on the resume.
Sure.
So if you get a referral, you're 11 times more likely to get a job. That being said, recruiters can't refer people. So otherwise they'd be referring people for their own roles all the time.
Of course.
So just reach out to other people outside of the recruiting field. And like somebody said over here, Brenton says, if you try to connect with 20 people, maybe 5 will reach back out. I think the number will be higher depending on what you're asking.
Yeah.
But 5 out of 20 means 5 potentially life-changing calls. You got to reframe that. Remember, that's 0.250. Like that's almost a major league batting average. So you're almost in the major leagues with 5 out of 20. So just keep that in mind. Rephrase that. Now, all right. Let's get into the actual jobs. I think you had a couple you wanted to share.
I do. And before I jump into the ones that I'm going to highlight today, we added at least 5 new positions last week. So we're not going to have time to highlight all of them. So you're going to go to our website and take a look at all of our positions. We listed at least, I'm losing track, 5 new direct hire roles and at least 2 new skillbridge roles. So you are going to go to our website, regardless of what we're going to talk about today. We will not have time to get to all of them. So please go to our website and look at them. I'm going to highlight some of the new roles today and in areas that we don't necessarily have other positions. And that's why I'm going to highlight them. See, that's why, and sometimes people ask where the website is. And like Mike and I do this all hot jobs long. And it's because that's where our website is. It's actually at the bottom as well. So we could do either one. Yeah. So I have 3 new roles from our friends at Teal, and they are going to be various in years of experience. So I love that. So we have a senior boiler technician in the Denver area. Doesn't have to be Denver proper, just the Denver, Colorado area. So this person is going to come in with some experience. They are a senior boiler technician. So you need to have at least 7 years of experience in basic boiler maintenance. And this role will conduct routine inspections as well as preventative maintenance. They're going to do some analyses of how the boilers are functioning, as well as repair and troubleshooting them for clients. They are customer facing, so you do need to have some great communication skills. They are looking for someone with at least 7 years of experience to start a valid driver's license. I do have the rest of the job description on our website. So you can go ahead and take a look at that. We also have a junior preventative maintenance technician out of Austin, Texas. So this person only needs to have about 1 year of experience. So they are junior with room to grow. They are going to conduct routine maintenance inspections, as well as look for troubleshooting and repairs. And they, again, are customer facing. So they do need to have good communication skills as well as customer service skills. We do need to have a valid driver's license, as well as at least 1 year of experience performing some type of mechanical repair and cleanup, and preferably 1 year of experience in hot water boiler systems and services. So that is in the Austin, Texas area. And our third role for Teal is going to be a senior chiller technician. This is either in the Houston or the Dallas area of Texas. And they are going to be performing preventative maintenance, diagnostics, and repairs and support for their air-cooled chiller systems. They'll perform kind of some of the same things: routine maintenance, troubleshooting, repairs for the clients. And we are looking for someone that has 3 to 5 years of experience in HVAC. And again, customer facing, customer service, very important. And also that valid driver's license. So that's in the Houston, Texas or Dallas, Texas area. Again, I have all of those job descriptions listed on our website. If you just search Teal or senior chiller, senior boiler technician, or junior PM technician.
Awesome. I love hearing about the new roles, and can't second it enough. Go check out the page. You can check the SkillBridge or the direct hire and join our talent pool.
Absolutely.
And so I've got a couple roles as well. One that's hard to fill, but we're going to find the right person. And that is a project management role in Fort Meade. And you'll be leading a project that helps transitioning cyber operators get civilian careers. So it's like right in our space. It's super exciting. Like you get to help build it from the ground up. The challenge is that you need a full scope poly. So you need a top secret SCI full scope polygraph. If you do not know what a full scope polygraph is, you've never done it. If you've never been hooked up to a lie detector for multiple hours and asked questions about your entire life, you do not have one. And even if you have a top secret, we cannot get you a full scope, because it might take 8, 9, 10 months. And so we need some. We're going to find the right person if I got to drive up to Fort Meade and do it myself. But in the meantime, if you know someone that typically has been on the SIGINT side of the house, so if they worked in the NSA background, they would likely have a full scope. Or if they have worked as a civilian in the NSA Cyber Command Enterprise, they would have that as well. You do not need to be very technically savvy. You just need to have the clearance and be a leader, right? We'll teach you all the rest. And so if you're interested, go to HireMilitary.us and apply online. Make sure you highlight that you have a full scope polygraph active.
Especially that. Put it at the top. Please put it at the top. Please.
You literally cannot go into the workplace without that clearance.
Correct.
So you cannot get on the systems where you're doing the work without that clearance. So then the other one is I want to highlight our partners at Veteran Service Brands. So I know HireMilitary just posted a video this morning. I spent 2 weeks out of the last 2 years, 1 week a year with all the Veteran Service Brands franchise partners and the leadership team. And I know when you hear franchise, a lot of people are like, franchises, but I was blown away by how excited those franchise partners were about how it changed their lives. And some of them came from complete pivots. Some of them are husband and wife teams. Some of them have other veterans as partners. The key with Veteran Service Brands is every franchise, their franchise partners have to be a veteran, period, end of story. And so they have 4 franchise models. They've got parking lot striping, G-Force it's called, which I'll tell you what, I never thought about how much parking lot stripes make a difference on how a facility looks.
Oh, yeah.
Huge difference, and they have to be redone every 3 years or so. They've got Paint Core, which is commercial and residential painting. And I'll tell you, Dustin posted this morning, they did a white magnolia wedding or bridal. They just painted the whole inside white. And I was just like, wow, like that's amazing. They've got field athletic striping. So all these pickleball courts all the sporting fields, the outdoor fields, the basketball courts, they paint all of those, whether it's indoor, outdoor, whatever. So that's been a booming business. And then the last one is Mach 1 epoxy floors, which, you don't know much about until you start looking and you see what they can do artistically with the actual epoxy floors. And they come with a lifetime warranty. So, Nick, our CEO, I share the story. I went over to visit him at his house, and he had an epoxy floor that was had from his cars going in and out. There were like ruts in it. So they probably didn't do it right. And he reached out to Mach 1. They sent a team up. They had it done in a day and a half. His two massive garage, redid the complete floor. It looked amazing and came with a lifetime guarantee. And because they came up with their swag and their nice trucks, they were all wrapped and everything. They got like 5 other jobs out of the deal. So I always tell people, if you're interested, you can go to HireMilitary.us and apply for any of the SkillBridge or direct hire roles. SkillBridge, you go see how a business is run before you decide you want to do it.
So cool.
And then they'll work with you. You can talk to Craig or Lucy, and they'll talk to you about what's involved in the franchise process. You can talk to other franchise partners and see what they're doing, how much they make, what their business model's like, and everything. Do your research. But I know you will walk away without a positive impression of the Veteran Service Brands team. So that's Veteran Service Brands. You can see the different models right there on the HireMilitary page. And then the last one, I just want to talk about our partners at DLA Finance. So DLA Finance, they are DLA Defense Logistics Agency, provides support to the warfighter around the world. They're a massive organization that makes sure that the military can run. You can't run without supplies. Right. And so DLA Finance does the financial side of making sure that the money is spent, contracted, tracked, that it's analyzed so they can find ways to do it better, like all of that. And so they've got a bunch of different roles. They've got business analyst, financial liaison, and 2 accounting roles, where the first 3 I said don't require degrees. The accounting and the accounting systems roles require at least a bachelor's degree and 24 credit hours of accounting plus business law, total 24 hours. Now, where they have them: Battle Creek, Michigan, which is really up and coming, Columbus, Ohio, Whitehall, New Cumberland, PA, Philadelphia, PA, home of the Philadelphia Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. That I think the first game when they beat the Dallas Cowboys in week 1 is in like 59 days, 58, 59 days. Yeah, close. Then they have Richmond, Virginia, a big facility down there. And then they have one at Fort Belvoir where the headquarters are. Now, there is in San Antonio a very small office, but you have to have accounts receivable experience to fill any of those roles. So if you're interested in either SkillBridge, and they are fully intending, if they have hiring authorities, to convert SkillBridges into direct hire GS positions, quote, if they have the hiring authorities, or direct hire, you could apply online as well. Now, here's the deal. The federal government has paused direct hire until at least July 15th. We don't know how much longer or if it's going to stop then. We don't know what they're going to be authorized. So what DLA Finance, they're that far leaning forward, is they're having us hold all the resumes, rack and stack them. And the moment they can hire for a specific role and location, we're sending those resumes over to them to review, and then the process as fast as they can. And so that's DLA Finance. You can check us out at HireMilitary.us. And woo, or as the immortal Ric Flair says, woo! That was a mouthful, exactly at 30 minutes. So, Tara, any last words?
Just go check out all of our roles on our website. Remember, we don't have time to hit all of them, but there are 5 new direct hire roles, including a couple with our partners at Virtualytics. And I'm about to post the forward support representative on LinkedIn. So go check it out now before I start getting inundated with applications. We are looking for an on-the-ground contact for military law enforcement. But you're going to go to our website and read about all of the details, and you can check LinkedIn later this afternoon when it is posted.
Well, awesome. We've got so many people wanting messages, but we can't get to them all. We will see
try.
you next Tuesday
Yes.
at 2 p.m. I will have office hours on Thursday at 2 p.m. where you can come back to me with discussions, questions, everything else like that. And then just a reminder, my next mastering LinkedIn webinar with the USO team. You could just Google USO MVP, kind of like what Saquon Barkley should have been, the MVP. So USO MVP, if you Google that, it'll be the schedule of events. You can register for my next USO Mastering LinkedIn webinar. It's July 17th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And so with that, thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you soon.
Bye, everyone.